There are important decisions to be made next week at the level of the European Union, but I do understand that we and the UK will move together to get the certainty that we can support Ukraine to stay free, democratic and sovereign.
I think this is an idea that we have to kind of consider in the context that has been floating around for quite some time, actually, in the sort of bigger puzzle of how to support Ukraine. And of course, if we take into account that there have been major shifts in terms of the willingness of some of Ukrainian partners to provide funding moving forward, and this is specifically the United States, and where it's clear that Europeans are going to have to take a greater share of burden moving forward, then this sort of idea is now becoming increasingly urgent, and this is something that is top of the agenda when EU leaders meet next week in Dublin. So it's a bit of a creative way now to try to use the frozen assets, again, not a completely new idea, but a creative way to make it into a reparations loan that would then be repaid once proper settlement of Russia's war against Ukraine is done. So far, the failure is really not an option here, and we've heard there is a divergence of opinions. I mean, EU and unanimity often don't go in the same sentence together, but there is reason to believe that there will be a qualified majority of EU member states that will sign on to this, and this is actually what the president of the EU Council also signaled, Costa, that basically there would not be a step away from the meeting until an agreement is reached, because we know Ukraine is in dire straits when it comes to the ability to sustain its efforts to resist Russian aggression, because at this point in time, nearly a third of its spending goes towards military, towards defense, right? And so that leaves a very narrow kind of slice of the budget that needs to go towards all of the other things that are necessary for basically all of the societal needs. And of course, if we put into the perspective as well all of the things that need to be done as well to keep the society moving, given the attacks, the ongoing barrage of drone and missile strikes that Ukraine is experiencing, especially over the last couple of months, it just makes that sort of urgency even greater.